Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to America's Third Party. We're talking about technology. We're talking about the possibility of creating nuclear-proof, meltdown-proof reactors. Things that will lower the threshold of danger that could very well create a major problem. Now, we all know about Fukushima, right? Here's some footage from Fukushima of the dangers that are currently coming out of Fukushima. This is an older video, but I can tell you that they have been in there and they've noticed that the reactor itself is, there's 3 reactors involved, is extremely dangerous. These men were risking their lives just to go in there and take these samples. This was about a year ago, but I can tell you that recently there was a breach in the Fukushima reactor. The levees broke and 300 tons of radiation water are leaking into the Pacific Ocean every single day. That's the equivalent of 2 Olympic-sized swimming pools full of radiated water spilling out from this nightmare which Japan has yet to solve. The idea of getting control over a reactor like this is kind of an afterthought because we've got a situation on our hands that is virtually out of control. I suggested early on that we covered it with dirt. Even if we have to go in with a tactical nuke and hit the dirt right next to the plant and lift it and cover the plant, we should do that. What happened with Chernobyl is an effective stop point to prevent a China syndrome type meltdown. Now, with this kind of nuclear radiation spilling into the Pacific Ocean and Obama canceling the radiation testing on the western seaboard of America, we've got a serious perfect storm for a major disaster that could ultimately affect our life and our children's lives. The mutagenic effects of radiation are well known and documented. There have been more stillborn births in cities like Philadelphia. Babies are being aborted by natural processes. Apparently, fetuses are the most vulnerable to radiation and they are having problems. So if we as a nation don't look at a pebble reactor, which I believe could solve our problems with radiation, we could definitely face a major catastrophe otherwise. I'm going to talk to you about pebble reactor technology, and what it is essentially is graphite balls the size of a cue ball, all in a bath of liquid helium. Inside every graphite ball would be 9 grams of uranium, and that uranium isotope is used to create a chain reaction of energy in the liquid helium, which then is transferred to steam generated electricity plants. So the hot water creates steam, which creates electricity. They say that pebble reactor technology is meltdown proof. Now, there is another breeder reactor, the idea of IFR, integral fast reactor technology, which could very well save our nation of the spent fuel rods that are currently amassing all around the reactors in this country. The breeder technology is a concept that could very well save us of 97% of the potential radiation that is currently sitting around in vats of water all around the country. We've got 104 reactors, and the IFR technology, integral fast reactor technology, was developed around the Bill Clinton era. And right around Bill Clinton's departure from the presidency, he got rid of the IFR program completely. He canceled it. He also canceled cold fusion technology, which showed promise, potential energy coming from water molecules, if you can believe that. Bill Clinton basically didn't care because he was in the back pocket of the oil industry. The oil and coal industry has prevented brand new technology like cold fusion reactions, like breeder technology, like the IFR reactor, like pebble technology. Basically, the oil and coal industry doesn't want to lose money. They constantly work toward controlling legislation that prevent brand new ideas that will get rid of spent fuel rods, that will help create pebble technology, pebble reactor technology. They prevent that from happening. We've got other things that are going on that are just unexplainable. I'm going to show you a phenomenon in my background here of what is called electric ball or electric lightning effect. This is something that actually has occurred. I want to show this to you. Now, what is this? All I can tell you is this is like a ball of lightning. We don't know what this is. We don't know where it came from. We don't know what causes it. It's pretty amazing stuff, but this is a live video footage of it from 2010. And it's only explainable in the most remote sense by what could very well be the HAARP program. Possibly HAARP can generate these kinds of things, the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program. I don't know, but I can tell you that nobody ever talked about this in high school. And you know, recently there was information that the sun itself is doing a polarity shift. Now I want to show you a video that was taken in 2012, May of 2012. It's an actual video of a picture of the sun that was pulled off the air, and this guy who grabbed this video, and I'm going to show you the footage, grabbed this video, shows what appears to be some sort of a device sitting on top of the face of the sun. Now check this out closely. He believes that NASA has covered up this photo. Look at that thing. He grabbed this and he put it on YouTube, and I can tell you that it looks very, very much like some sort of a spacecraft. But he said that one day after the video was on YouTube, they pulled the Soho site completely, claiming there were problems with the technology. The 3rd of May 2012, they break their telescope the following day. It's too much of a coincidence, he says. Well, these kinds of things are unexplainable. And I can tell you that with the sun changing polarity, with balls of lightning happening that clearly could very well be from HAARP, we've got a lot to know, and we've got a lot to ask of our country. I can tell you that I personally believe that if things like this are happening on the sun, if there's some sort of a device that's entering the sun's atmosphere, we in America are not privy to that information. Last week, the NSA revealed that Area 51 did exist. It's like, okay, the whole world knows that Area 51 did exist. The whole world is fully aware of the potential for some sort of a change in the sun as well. Why aren't they telling us the whole story? Well, earthquakes are potential problems all around the world, and we're looking at earthquakes right here. If earthquakes are connected to the sun's activities, why doesn't NASA know anything? Why doesn't NOAA know anything? National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Headquarters, why don't they talk about the potential for an earthquake relationship to the sun? We need to know. I don't think that they're doing anything to mitigate or prepare us for a potential earthquake relative to the sun's activities. We need to be more informed. But we've got so many problems around the world that are not being solved by our technologists that I believe that we have a political problem. And remember I said that the problems that exist with the oil and coal companies controlling our society, our technology? Well, these are the kind of things that you don't want to just forget. They have to be solved politically. We have to actually come up with a better way of solving problems. Now, when the government's asked to do something, they usually do it wrong. Case in point, these body scans right here. Take a look at these things. These things are coming off of the TSA's rapid scan device. These things are ineffective. They have not stopped one single panty bomber. Are you any kind of a threat to the country when you walk into an airport with your Calvin Kleins on and some guy walks up to you and gropes you? Or they're forcing you into this rapid scanner which emits low-level radiation on your body? Are you happy with that? Because I don't think you're a threat to the country. I don't think you're a threat to airplanes. I think the average person in America is being held hostage by this ridiculous technology that doesn't even work. It turns out that they could have created lower cost devices that would have saved the government a lot of money, but somebody had a contract on the inside, and the former director of Homeland Security cut a deal once he got out of the Homeland Security directorship, Michael Chertoff, that actually gave him a large commission on, get this, $24 billion. That's how much the rapid scan devices are costing. $24 billion. Your tax dollars going to a device that doesn't do diddly squat. Now, what would I do as president with these rapid scanners? I will retask them to go after luggage. I will stop the use of the TSA at the airports. I will phase out the TSA. I will get these rapid scanners to be used on luggage, which we should be screening every single piece of luggage that comes into this country. A 100% screening should go on. Instead, right now, only 15% of that luggage is checked. And this information is direct from the Director of Homeland Security Initiative, Clark Kent Irving, of 2007. He said that only 15% of the luggage coming into the country is checked. So, that being the case, our country is vulnerable. We've got idiots, rent-a-cops sitting there at the airport slowing down traffic. We got people like yourself that are upset at the airport situation. And we've got a nation of numbskulls running our government. The only answer, clearly, is a third party. Get oil and coal lobbies out of our government. Bring on brand new technologies like the pebble reactor and the IFR reactor so we can get rid of the spent fuel rods, begin to get a handle on the connection between the sun's activities and earthquakes on the ground, and then we will see change. But we won't see change under this babbling idiot Barack Obama, who doesn't have any new ideas of his own, who clearly is living in a world of vacations to Martha's Vineyard and golfing with himself on the golf tour of his own fantasy world. We don't have a president, we've got a puppet. And we need a president. We needed a president 12 years ago. We got the son of a president. Then we got a guy who was really good at reading off teleprompters as president. When are the American people going to wake up and realize that the two parties are corrupt and we absolutely need a third party? That is the message here, and that is primarily the directive here. That's why we do our show every night. That's why we want you to come in and watch our show, 6 to 9 Pacific time. That's why we are dedicated to a third party, because we believe that no matter how strong the mainstream media is, they can't suppress word-of-mouth advertising. They can't suppress what apparently is the truth. That's my argument, and I certainly hope that you listen to our show and tell people about our third party, americasthirdparty.com. Thank you.